Hi friends, it's Kristen, and for this video today we are going to rank the last 10 palettes I used, and I got this idea from Batty Bean from her channel, and she got it from Annette's Makeup Corner. I think I forgot to say that the last time I did this, but here we are. So we'll get into it. So number 10, we got this little guy from Chica Beauty, the Fiesta palette. I got this in Ipsy. So it's a little neutral palette with a pop of color. This wasn't horrible. The shimmers were actually pretty surprising. They were very nice, lots of pigment. My big issue lies with the mattes. So this like tealish is a matte, and then these brown ones, and it kind of looks like a nice gradient, but they all kind of showed up the same color. They didn't build up well. And if I'm going for a palette like this, I'm kind of like, this is a pretty simple palette. I don't want to put like, this is a palette I'll reach for when I'm like, I want to do something, but I don't want to put like a lot of thought into it because there's not like a whole bunch you can do as far as like color stories. So I don't want to have to work that hard. And with these mattes, you really had to build them up. And even then, they really just weren't giving a whole lot. So I think this brand is promising. This is their first palette, I believe. So I think there's some promise there, especially with those shimmers. Just could have been a bit better. So not bad. I think it's a good palette for like starting out, and if you just want like a little pop of color, not bad. Number 9 we have from M Cosmetics. This is the Divine Sky palette. I received this in a Trend Mood box, not their last box, but the box before, I believe it was. And here we have that. Formula wise, it was actually really nice. The mattes performed really well. Good pigmentation, they blended well. The shimmers, they were more of a satin, so they didn't give off a lot of special shifty, blingy, anything like that, but they were a nice satin finish. It was long lasting. So as far as shimmers go, it's not my preferred formula, but if you like a satin, it was actually nice if that's what you go for. My big thing is kind of the color story. There wasn't a huge depth of color, and it's very warm toned, which I like oranges, but these warm toned oranges I don't think play well with my complexion, or not my favorite. So this has less to do with formula and more to do with just the color story and my preferred formula. As far as shimmers, it wasn't bad, it was just not what I go for. So then number 8 we have Rebel Rouge Labs Halloween for You. So a cute little Halloween themed. So this is a bit of an older palette. I've tried one other from them, and it was newer. And I do think that they have updated their formula, because this, I feel, wasn't quite as good as their newest formula. The mattes were fine. They do have a pressed glitter, which I don't love. The shimmers, kind of the same thing. It was more satiny than what I generally prefer. Like, I want a little more bling. But the pigmentation was fine. I just, for one, didn't love the pressed glitter, and I do feel like overall their performance has improved, judging by their other palette that I have. So I think that's really cool, actually. So it's kind of nice to see that they have improved, but it's still really cute. I like the color story, the oranges. These are more like a bright orange that I like. The greens, the purples go well together. So hopefully just no more pressed glitters. I'm losing stuff everywhere. All right, number 7. Whoops. Thought when I got a desk, I'd be much more organized, but I'm just have more of a spot to put messes. Number 7, we have The Unearthly Dead of Night. This is a wonderful packaging for one. This, there's a little bit of issue with formula, not horrible. The color story, I think, I really love the color story. I just wanted a little more depth with like a light shade. Like we got the light purple. This is kind of like a medium tone blue. I just would have preferred a little bit of lighter when it comes to something other than the purple. Like they got another medium kind of purple, and then shimmers. So this gray one up here is kind of like a matte with shimmer in it. That's not my favorite formula. I don't know like how to incorporate that very well. So since I don't know what to do with it, I don't like it. And I will say, and at first I thought it was just because they're darker colors, and that does tend to have a longevity issue with me for almost any palette. But I have another Unearthly, and it seems like longevity is something I struggle with their formula. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's not like an hour later it's gone. Nothing that dramatic, but it just doesn't last as long as I would like. But it's still a nice palette. I love the color story. I just wish it had a little bit more, maybe instead of like another medium purple, it had like a lighter blue or green. I think I would have enjoyed that. And just the longevity thing, once again, it still lasted several hours. It wasn't, oh, I put it on and it was gone. It just wasn't as long as I would have liked. Number 6, Ladybug Glow End of the Rainbow palette. We got this in Ice Cream Beauty. This is lovely. It's a lovely formula. I really like the shimmers. Just this blue shimmer doesn't really go with the rest of it. I don't know what I would have picked. But just something a little bit different. This white is really versatile. This white shimmer, it kind of, depending on what mattes you use, it kind of like plays off of the mattes you use. So I thought that was really cool. And I think a lot of it is just that it's not a color story that I necessarily don't have, or anything here is especially screaming, woo, unique to me. So that's why I ranked it a little bit lower, but it is a lovely palette. Really, besides maybe that Chica Beauty, none of them I would say are, even the Chica Beauty one has its pros. I just say that, you know, they're good, just some of them might not speak to me as far as color story or what I want. Number 5 is our other Unearthly Cosmetics. It is the Get Groovy. This is gorgeous, and I just love the color story, especially even though this came out last summer actually, but I just got it recently. This is like a good June Pride. I think I made a Pride look with this. I didn't film it though. And I also like, and I point this out when I showed it to you guys, it's like it can be a little intimidating if you look at all the colors, but if you break it into quads, it's like, oh, okay, it kind of goes together. So I like that if you're a little more experimental, you can use the whole thing and really, you know, explore what you can make. Or if you're a little intimidated, it's a good one to try out because you have like 3 different quads in one palette to dip into color and try it in the color story. Really the only issue was, yeah, it just didn't quite last as long as I would have liked. It just tended to fade. I don't want to say quickly because, like I said, it's not within an hour or two. It still lasted several hours. It just maybe not as, the longevity wasn't quite as what it was in other palettes. And number 4, we have, where do we got it? The Ultimate Cappuccino palette by Dee Dee Signature. This is the first time I got to try this brand. We got it in Ice Cream Beauty, and I was so excited because I have wanted to try them. They are an indie brand. This is the color story. I like that there is some neutral, but there is these pretty little like pops of color, especially for spring. The shimmers were awesome. They were mouth-watering lovely. My only like critique that I really have, longevity was good, formula was good, is like this multi-chrome here. I feel like we get this multi-chrome in like every palette. It's like, all right, here's the blue multichrome, and it's nice. I love a blue multichrome. I love it. It's like a blue, purple, greenish shift. Wonderful. But I just wish it was something else, because I feel like we get this a lot. Like another, like a pinky one with like some gold or something. Just my opinion. So that was really my only critique of that one, but I loved it, and I love the formula. I am excited to try more from them. Number 3 is Gloomy Gardens from, I looked up how to say it, Diverune Cosmetics. Diverune. This is what it looks like. It's wonderful. I think just, and this might be more of like a vibe thing at the moment. Just the color is just, I mean, it's gloomy. I love a good gloomy, grungy kind of color story. I just think maybe I would have liked it more in the fall. But there's some spring, like the bluey greens and the orange. So, but it was a great formula. I really liked it. Yeah, I really have nothing bad to say. Just the color story didn't speak to me as maybe these other ones did. That's really all I have to say. And that could change. Like, I could rank these. You can give me these same palettes next week, and depending on my mood and like the vibes, I might rank them differently. So this was great. I really have nothing bad to say. Number 2 is from Gourmont Girls, and I'm gonna say it wrong. Nuva Vita, or maybe I said it right. I don't know. This is in collab with Steph's Beauty Stash. That's her channel. This is just beautiful. I love the color story. There is a couple of pastels in there, and I'm generally not a pastel girly, but I like that it's just not pastel. Love the formula. The mattes blend lovely. The shimmers are gorgeous. They're beautiful. I really enjoyed playing with it. Don't really have anything bad to say, just like personal preference. There's like a reddish color, and I'm not a big fan of red, but you can kind of mute it out with like the orange. There's 2 oranges, like a light peach orange and like a brighter orange. Yeah, beautiful. Love it. Very, very spring summer too. So like, yeah, once again, if it was October, I might have been like, might ranked a little bit lower. And then number 1, we got from Enle Rain. This is my first time at trying them. This is a Flower Moon palette, and I want to try more from them. This is really beautiful, and it is a little, like, you can do grungy, but there's also like those spring bright colors. The shimmers are lovely, really beautiful, and just like all the shimmer, like they're all some degree of special, it feels like. It was really lovely, and I really enjoyed playing with it. The mattes went together well. Yeah, they have several palettes that are on my wish list, but they're pretty expensive, and I only have 1 set of eyelids, so you know, you only can do so much. Only 1 set of eyelids, only 1 bank account. Can only do so much. So that was my 10 palettes. I'm working on my next 10. I think I've done 4 so far. I just didn't get around to filming the 10 until now, so I'm usually always a little bit ahead, but I want to keep it at 10 because it just makes it easier for me. Ranking for me is hard because, like I said, there's vibes, there's whatever, and I don't like, I'm honest with my reviews and my opinions. I don't want to like hype something up that I don't think is great, and I don't want to like downplay anything that I think is amazing. So when I rank, I feel like, and I know it's just eyeshadow, but I feel like I'm insulting somebody if I put them like down lower, and I feel a little bad, but it's just eyeshadow. It's okay. It's just an opinion. It's okay. So, all right, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, send your friends. you got so I'm going to put this up on Thursday afternoon. You have the rest of the day till midnight to enter my summertime giveaway. And then after I post that, I will do my 400 subscriber giveaway. And I gotta go because I gotta throw some scrubs on and get to work. But I will hopefully see you guys soon. Bye.